It all began rather harmlessly. My wife, Rachel, had always been the outgoing type. She thrived in the spotlight, and that magnetic charisma was something I admired deeply when we first met. She had this effortless charm, lighting up any room she entered. But somewhere down the line, her craving for attention outgrew the limits of our relationship. It was a Saturday evening, and we were hosting one of her beloved dinner parties. These events were her pride and joy. She planned every detail meticulously, from the menu to the seating charts. I stayed out of the way, happy to let her enjoy herself. We had invited some close friends and a few of her coworkers. One of them was Derek, a smug, self-assured man whose arrogance seeped from every pore. I'd never liked him, but Rachel had brushed off my concerns, assuring me he was just a harmless flirt. The evening kicked off smoothly. Wine poured freely, the house echoed with laughter and lively conversation. I was in the kitchen topping off glasses when I caught a low conversation coming from the corner of the room. Rachel was speaking in hushed tones to her best friend Emily. I wasn't eavesdropping on purpose, but something in her voice made me pause. There was a breathless excitement in her words that turned my stomach. I mean, seriously, have you seen Derek? That man is sculpted. And let me tell you, Emily, he knows exactly how to use it, she giggled, sounding like a giddy schoolgirl. I froze. My chest tightened, and a chill ran through me. Surely, I'd misunderstood. But then came Emily's shocked response, barely above a whisper. Rachel, are you being serious? What about James? Oh, come on, Rachel replied dismissively. James is good. He's stable, safe. But Derek? He's wild. Unpredictable. And let's just say James can't compete. Her words sliced right through me, every syllable heavier than the last. I stood in silence, staring at the bottle in my hand, my world unraveling. There she was, my wife of 10 years, boasting about her affair in our own home, during an event I helped her put together. The humiliation was suffocating. But I didn't react. I walked back into the living room, forced a smile, and continued playing the role of the charming host. I even joked with Derek, though inside, I was burning. I needed clarity. I needed truth, not just assumptions. That week, I became a different man. I dove into her phone records, scanned emails, and pieced together whatever digital fragments I could find. What I discovered was undeniable. Graphic messages, explicit pictures, secret rendezvous during her lunch breaks. It was all there. The betrayal wasn't a fling, it was a full-blown affair. But rather than confront her impulsively, I decided I would make her face the consequences in full view of the people she had so easily fooled. I hired a private investigator to get hard evidence, something that couldn't be denied or spun with lies. In the process, I discovered Derek was married too. His wife, Lisa, had just recently given birth to their first child. My heart ached for her. I reached out anonymously and shared everything I had. She was crushed, but grateful. Together, we devised a plan to expose the truth in a way they could never slither out of. A couple of weeks later, Rachel decided to throw another dinner party. She was in high spirits, completely unaware of the storm brewing beneath the surface. She invited Derek, of course, and he arrived with his signature arrogance. He smirked at me like he owned the room. I returned his smile calmly and waited. The moment had to be flawless. Midway through the evening, I stood and gently tapped my glass. Can I have everyone's attention for a moment? I said. The chatter died down. Rachel looked at me, glowing, probably thinking I was about to give a romantic toast. I just wanted to share something meaningful tonight. I began, keeping my tone steady. Rachel has always been the center of my world. But recently, I found out she's been sharing that attention with someone else. Confused murmurs filled the room. Rachel's expression twisted in confusion and discomfort. James, what are you talking about? She asked, trying to laugh it off. I didn't respond. I simply turned on the TV, connected my laptop, and hit play. Text messages between her and Derek began flashing across the screen. Raw, explicit, unfiltered. A hush fell over the room, followed by gasps and stunned silence. Derek's confident posture vanished. Rachel bolted up from her seat, panic overtaking her face. James, stop this. Not here. But I wasn't done. The final blow was a slideshow of photos, clear, time-stamped shots of her and Derek at a hotel, arms around each other, lips locked. The room exploded. Whispers turned into shocked cries. Emily looked physically ill. And then from the crowd, Lisa stood, her eyes filled with betrayal. "You're disgusting," she snapped at Derek. "You lied to me, to our child. And this is who you betray us with." Derek tried to calm her. "Lisa, please let me explain." "Explain what?" she spat. "You've destroyed everything." She turned to me then. "Thank you. You've done what I couldn't." And with that, she stormed out. Derek scrambled after her, a man unraveling. The party dissolved into stunned silence. Everyone turned to Rachel, who stood trembling, tears streaking down her face. "James, please let's talk privately." "Privately?" I repeated. "You had no problem humiliating me publicly, in this house at this party. Now you'll deal with the consequences here too." She crumpled into a chair, sobbing into her hands. The room offered her no comfort. Our friends, who had unknowingly played along in this twisted charade, were too shocked, too betrayed to say anything. In the following days she tried everything. Pleading, crying, blaming me for being too ordinary, too stable. But I was finished. I filed for divorce, and when we divided our lives down the middle, I made sure the truth accompanied every legal document. Her lies weren't going to be tucked away quietly. She lost more than just a husband. She lost friends, her social standing, and the image she had so carefully crafted. Derek didn't come out unscathed either. Lisa took everything in the divorce, and the affair scandal cost him his job. His reputation crumbled overnight. As for me, I'm moving forward. Healing isn't instant, but there's a strange relief in knowing I didn't let myself be walked over. I stood up. I faced the betrayal, and I exposed it for what it was. Rachel and Derek are now left sorting through the ruins of the life they shattered. And me? I'm building something real from the ground up, without lies, without shame, and without them.